in the sun-dappled heart of the vast, blue ocean, where coral castles scraped the underbellies of passing ships, lived a mermaid named Coralia. Her hair was the color of sea foam at dawn, and her eyes held the deep, mysterious green of the abyss. Coralia was unlike the other while they sang of lost sailors and hidden treasures, her songs were for the smaller wonders of the sea, the dance of the anemone, the slow crawl of a starfish, and most of all, for a particular fish. He was a damselfish, small and unassuming, but his scales shimmered with the brilliance of 1,000 tiny sapphires. His name was Finn. Every day Coralia would seek him out in the bustling coral metropolis. He wasn't the biggest or the fastest, but to her he was the most beautiful creature in all the 7 seas. She would watch him from behind swaying kelp forests as he darted among the branching corals, a flash of impossible blue against the riot of color. Their friendship was a secret melody played in the quiet currents. She would bring him the juiciest sea berries she could find, and he would show her the hidden nooks where the rarest pearls grew. He'd swim circles around her, his tiny fins a blur of motion, and she would laugh, her voice like the chiming of distant bells. For Finn, Coralia was the whole world. Her presence was a warm current in the cold deep, a promise of safety and gentle affection. But the other merfolk didn't understand. A mermaid and a fish, they'd scoff. It's unnatural. You are a princess of the sea, Coralia. He is just food. Their words were like sharp-edged shells, and they pricked at her heart. Her father, King Tritonus, was the most disapproving of all. His voice, usually a comforting rumble like the turning of the tide, became a thunderous storm. You will forget this foolishness, he commanded, his trident glowing with power. You are to be betrothed to Prince Caspian of the Northern Trench. It is your duty. Coralia felt a cold dread wash over her, colder than any deep-sea current. The thought of a life without Finn, without his sapphire scales and his playful spirit, was the thought of a world without sunlight. Heartbroken, Coralia swam to their secret grotto. She told Finn everything, her tears mingling with the salt water. He listened, his small, dark eyes full of a wisdom that belied his size. He nudged her hand, a small, comforting gesture that spoke volumes. He couldn't speak her language, but she understood. He was telling her not to give up. That night, as the moon cast a silver path across the ocean's surface, Coralia made a decision. She wouldn't be a princess locked in a coral tower. She wouldn't marry a stranger. Her heart belonged to the sea and all its creatures, but most of all, it belonged to Finn. She sought out the sea witch, a creature of swirling shadows and whispered legends who lived in the skeleton of a great leviathan. The witch's price was always steep. You wish to be with your little fish, the witch hissed, her voice like grinding stones. Love is a powerful, foolish magic. I can help you, but it will cost you dearly. I will make you small enough to live among the corals with your precious pet, but you will give up your voice, your crown, and your mermaid form forever. You will become one of them. To give up her voice, the very thing that allowed her to sing her love for Finn, was a cruel irony. To lose her tail, her birthright, felt like a betrayal of her own kind. But to lose Finn, that was unthinkable. I'll do it, Coralia whispered, her final words before the magic took hold. A vortex of dark energy and blinding light enveloped her. It felt like being torn apart and pieced back together. When the light faded, Coralia looked at her hands. They were no longer the elegant, webbed hands of a mermaid, but tiny, delicate fins. Her long flowing tail was gone, replaced by the sleek, powerful body of a fish. She was a fish, her scales a pearlescent blend of green and silver, her eyes still holding their mermaid intelligence. She swam, clumsy at first, back to the coral reef. Panic fluttered in her new gills. What if Finn didn't recognize her? What if he was afraid of her? She saw him, a lonely speck of blue, hiding near their grotto. She swam closer, her heart beating a frantic rhythm. He saw her and darted away, startled by the strange new fish. Coralia's heart sank. This was a pain worse than the witch's magic. But then, she remembered their secret. She swam to the patch of rare glowing sea moss that only they knew about and nudged it, just as she'd seen him do 100 times. Finn stopped. He turned and looked at her, truly looked at her. He swam closer, cautiously. She didn't have her voice, but she had her eyes. He looked into them, and in their depths he saw her. He saw his Coralia. He nudged her Finn, a gesture of recognition, of acceptance, and in that silent, simple touch, a new song began. It wasn't a song of words or melodies, but of shared currents and synchronized swims. They explored the reef together, no longer a mermaid and a fish, but two souls perfectly matched. Coralia was no longer a princess, but she had never felt more royal. She had given up a kingdom, but she had gained a universe. Word of the princess who vanished spread through the kingdom. King Tritonus was consumed by grief and regret. One day, following a trail of unusual pearlescent scales, he found himself at the edge of the great coral city. He saw a flash of sapphire and a shimmer of pearly green, swimming together in a joyful, intricate dance. He watched as the green fish showed the blue one a hidden pearl, and the blue one playfully chased the green one through an arch of coral. He looked into the green fish's eyes, and he knew. His heart ached with a father's sorrow, but also with a flicker of understanding. He had wanted power and status for his daughter, but she had chosen love, a pure, unconditional love that had transformed her. He turned and swam away, leaving a single, perfect tear to dissolve into the sea, a king's silent apology and his blessing. Coralia and Finn lived their days in the sunlit waters. They led the other fish on grand adventures, showing them the secret wonders Coralia had once only observed from afar. She taught them her melodies, not with her voice, but with the rhythm of her swimming, creating beautiful, silent symphonies of movement that rippled through the entire reef. She was no longer the mermaid who loved to fish. She was the fish who had once been a mermaid, who had chosen a small, sapphire-blue world over a vast, lonely kingdom. And in that small world, she found a love as deep and as boundless as the ocean itself. Their story became a quiet legend, whispered on the currents, a reminder that true love isn't about being the same, but about creating a world where you can be together. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the deep. See you next time.